Look at you. Look at you. You got cougars on.
Hey, what's up guys, John here, and recently myself and my brother Dwayne visited a place called the Care Foundation. Located in Popka, Florida, the Care Foundation is an animal sanctuary where they take care of all types of exotic animals, many of them rescued from the exotic pet trade. But real quick, before we get into that, this video is brought to you by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community for creatives. They offer thousands of online classes in things like video editing, photography, art, design. So for all of you guys that are constantly asking, what kind of cameras do I use, how do I edit my videos, Skillshare has a ton of valuable information. One thing I've been really trying to improve is my photography and posting a lot more on Instagram. So one of my favorite classes is Fundamentals of Photo Editing with Justin Bridges. For the first 500 of my subscribers that sign up with the link down below, you'll get 2 free months of Skillshare. And after that, it's still very affordable as it's under $10 a month. So after you watch this video, click the link down below so you can start using Skillshare to bring your creativity to the next level.
My name is Kristen Burford. I'm the director and president of the Care Foundation. It's a nonprofit animal sanctuary and educational facility. We care for over 200 animals, and unfortunately most of the animals are ex-pets that really shouldn't have been pets to begin with. So we have a wide variety of animals. We never know what's coming in and what kind of condition it's coming in, but once it comes in, it has a permanent home with us. We also have a sister program called Catalyst, where our partner works with people with PTSD with our predators.
As many of you guys know, I love big cats. My favorite animal of the day was one particular cat named Chimera. A liger is the offspring of a lion and a tiger, and because of their unique genetic makeup, ligers can grow to be much bigger than traditional big cats. Chimera is actually the offspring of a liger and a lion, making him a liger, 2 parts lion, 1 part tiger. Oftentimes ligers are unable to reproduce, so the fact that this cat even exists is somewhat of a miracle. Currently, Chimera is only 2 years old and he weighs over 600 pounds. When he's fully grown, he's expected to be about 900 pounds, but he could grow to be even bigger. It's really interesting seeing such a massive wild animal, and watching him and his behaviors, you realize that cats are still cats no matter what the size, and they all kind of have these typical cat behaviors. We got to see him getting fed, and we saw when he went out into the bigger area to play with the other big cats. They do have an area where they can go out and run around, so they're not just kept in small enclosures all day. Even though it was so massive, I really wanted to go in and play with them, but they just wouldn't let me do that. Another thing that was really funny to watch is how he'd react to some of the other animals. There was a turkey there that was just roaming around freely, and every time he'd get near one of the big cat enclosures, all of them would have the exact same response. They'd run to the fence and then they'd just stare him down. You know, like when your cat spots something, you see him just kind of crouching down and stalking and looking like he's about to pounce? This is the same thing all the big cats would do the moment they'd see him just strutting around. Some of the other big cats in the sanctuary were caracals, tigers, and a Florida panther. And it's funny because they're all different species of cat, but they'd all have the exact same reaction whenever they'd see them. They'd go from just casually laying around and being really chill to all of a sudden jumping up and then stalking and being laser focused. We also got to see some other animals that I'd never seen before, like the Blond Raccoons. Blond raccoons do occur in nature, but they're rare. They're not albinos, but rather a crossbreed between albinos and normal raccoons. Oftentimes they're popular in the exotic pet trade because they're cute, little, and fluffy, and their white coats can give them a very unique kind of novelty factor. These three are named Snow White, Betty White, and Goldilocks, and they came to the facility from another animal sanctuary that was closing down due to lack of funding.
This is Ginger Fox. She's a regular North American red fox, something we have all over Florida. This is something that people get as pets, and this is something I'd never recommend as a pet. She's being very affectionate right now, but there are times that she gets a little nippy. When they play, they get very nippy. They're diggers, and these guys, when they get excited or stressed, they smell like skunk spray. So it's nothing you'd ever want in the house. And in this habitat, we actually have Ginger. We have another one named Rascal, who's a silvertip, and another one named Loki. And then in another cage we have two others that basically we took out of the pet trade that were going to be used to be breeding stock. Not something I'd recommend as a pet. We love them to death, but they belong in big areas and out in the wild where they can do their thing.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
And we got to see some adorable little monkeys that live with a mini pig. Who's that? A few years ago, a friend of mine went to an exotic pet store and he fell in love with this cute little capuchin monkey. So on impulse, he decided to put down a deposit on this animal. After he got home, he started researching and he discovered that capuchin monkeys take a lot of time, work, and money to properly take care of. Luckily, he didn't end up getting it because he realized that he wasn't in the proper position to be able to take care of this animal. But a lot of people end up doing things like this and just kind of blindly getting these animals, thinking that they're going to be easy to take care of. When you see animals like this, they're so cute and cuddly, and it's very easy to see why people want them as pets. But it's so important that you realize that when it comes to wild animals, even the ones that won't eat you, there's still a million reasons why they shouldn't be in your living room or kept on a leash.
One of our worst rescues we've ever had to do was 4 monkeys. A couple had passed away and they were animal hoarders. There was 4 monkeys, 27 birds, 5 dogs, and 4 cats, all in one tiny little house. The people passed away, the animals were turning on each other. The 3 small monkeys were found in little bird cages, and Amos was attached to the dead woman in bed with a leash. They were all very traumatized. They were afraid to be outside. Amos, who was attached to the dead woman, had nightmares, and I couldn't even put him down for almost a full week that we had him. The monkeys are like little children, especially spider monkeys. He is like a toddler. He's like a 4-year-old child. He understands quite a bit. He's very bonding. And so he's a little different than the other monkeys. So usually in the daytime he goes out with other monkeys, and then at night he does come in the house. He has a special area in the living room. He's a little spoiled. He watches TV, he has his favorite shows, anything Chef Ramsay, loves Chef Ramsay. He also goes to dinner with us a lot of times on Sunday with all the volunteers. So he's a little spoiled, but deserves it, and had a really rough start with us. But he is adjusted very well.
I've been to a lot of different animal facilities all over the world, and I'm always thankful for places like this. I know people have a lot of different opinions about how wild animals should be kept and how they should be cared for, and I always say that ideally wild animals should be in the wild. But as long as there are things like habitat loss, animal abuse, and the illegal pet trade, facilities like this will always need to exist to help those animals who can't go back into the wild. So getting to see places where they are taking care of these animals, they're not just being exploited and used for gain, they're provided with a safe place to live out their lives, facilities like this are very important. If you want to know more about the Care Foundation, specific animals and their stories, all their information is going to be down in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit the like button if you did, and share this video so you can show people the great work that they're doing. I always say wild animals are not pets and they shouldn't be treated as such, but if you could have any animal as a pet, a wild animal, domestic animal, or even a mythical creature, tell me in the comments what animal would you want. Stay tuned for more animal content, and I'll see you very soon with another new adventure.